Welcome, one, welcome all to another episode of Jupiter's Crock here on the Outpost Unknown YouTube channel. This is the show where we do what, Ronan?
We review Spartacus and occasionally
In
other
Rome,
shows.
in Black Sails, all of
The
that cool.
Spartacus, greater interconnected universe.
Correct,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. So as far as you know, but most listeners don't know that because I think only one episode of Rome has 100 views.
Yeah, no one watches our Rome stuff, but that's
Good.
fine.
We
Lots of
we
people
we
are
learned
watching
why.
this.
It's because the show sucks.
Yeah, good.
Was not as good as I remembered it. I take the arrows for that one, but we are watching House of Ashur. We've been stoked for this show for the year and a half that it was announced. We couldn't wait to start watching it. And if you've listened to our first couple episodes, you know that we are really enjoying it. I don't think it's reaching the heights quite yet of sort of the best of the original Spartacus show, but we can surely see like a clear trajectory. Like it's getting better and better as we go along.
It's on track because Spartacus didn't
Yeah.
become a banger until around it was after episode 4, like 5 and there beyond is when suddenly it's like you got hit after hit after hit.
I
And
think
so,
episode 4 was the pit, right?
Yes.
I
yeah,
think that was the one. It's like finally, okay, now the show's good. So now we have reached episode 4 of House of Ashur, called Blood and Bone, and we're going to find out. Does it just take off here, or are we getting more of like a setup episode for something that might be coming next week? We shall see. I forgot to introduce Ploticus himself. Steve, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm still all in on House of Ashur. Still having a good time with it. Still, I once again, I'm ready to watch the next episode. I hate that this wasn't just dropped all
makes
at
me
once
so
so that I could
angry.
binge it.
No,
I
see
hate
this.
this week to week shit.
This is great
No,
because
it's
see
not.
we
Fuck
no,
you.
yes it is. Yes it is. This is how we grow the channel, gentlemen. We have to drop one episode each week and have the viewers coming back watching all those hours to get us to that.
We could do that, even if all of the episodes of the show
Oh
were
yes, it's not like
No.
available now.
it's not like we didn't
No.
do that with a show that at least I own the Blu-ray for every season, Spartacus. It's not like that where we couldn't
Yeah,
just
but
watch a few.
the zeitgeist moment will have passed if we did something like that. We are in the thick of it. We're right there with all of our viewers. Oh yeah, Steve, you said that I should mention the people who have commented on our stuff, and I've already forgotten. So please, if you have commented on our previous House of Ashur
So one
episodes,
one of the big comments we got was about how tough the language is. I think we
yes,
all noticed that. Yeah, if you never watched Spartacus, this isn't going to make any sense to you. But there's a
hmm
very specific way that everyone speaks, and it was all over the place in the first 4 seasons of Spartacus, and it's been turned up to 11 in House of Ashur. Like there are
hmm
scenes in House of Ashur where like the dialogue is so intentionally thick that I've got to rewind and watch scenes again to like get the meaning of it. And like the language in previous episodes of Spartacus was also like this very I
It's
don't
not
know how
quite
else to describe it.
Shakespearean, but
Yeah.
they had a term for it. It was pseudo Shakespeare. It was some sort of pseudo Shakespearean because it's
Yeah.
not. It,
pseudo Shakespearean. Is that what you were going to say?
it was something like that.
Well, my point is, it wasn't as bad. Like I
Yeah.
would argue they have gone overboard in House of Ashur compared to previous seasons of Spartacus.
So I do have our commenters up here. So I prepared while Steve was giving his soliloquy there. So I'm going to give a shout out to Hat8918. I'm going to go ahead and read the comment because we get so few comments on this channel. I might as well read it. So to what Steve was saying, Hat8918 says, in regard to the dialogue, I went back and rewatched season 1 of Spartacus, and the dialogue wasn't this elaborate. Yes, it had a distinct style, but every sentence wasn't a metaphor. It felt more natural. I think they are leaning too much into this for this season. I hope for season 2 they can find a sweet spot. In the original show, I used to drink alcohol and watch Spartacus. There is absolutely no way I could sit there and drink alcohol and follow some of these conversations. Sometimes it's too witty for its own good. In the original, when Badiatus had something important to say, it was very clear. Quote, "You are the worst, a beast born of the heart. What would you do to hold your wife again, to feel the warmth of her skin, to taste her lips? Would you kill? Unquote. I have zero issues understanding that with zero subtitles, and I can focus on the emotion of the scene. This show is constantly trying to impress me with how clever it is. And I'm like, dude, we are talking about buying grain. Chill out. It's not an intellectual test of wits. We are buying grain. Excellent comment, Hat 8918. And then we got a nice comment from George Harris, the source. Nice breakdown. Love the show. So thank you, George. But yeah, I totally agree with the commenter. Even in this episode, there were a couple times when I'm like, what? What are they talking about in the market? All I hear is Egyptian linens. Oh my God, we gotta love the Egyptian linens. And like, what the fuck are
I
they
had a
talking about?
moment in this episode where I did have to like pause it and like, wait a minute, what? And rewind it, but it wasn't because of the length.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. So yeah, I think. But yeah, stoked to get into this. Ploticus, take us through episode 4, Blood and Bone.
So Daddy Gladiator is still in charge. He's the replacement Doctore, and he is trying to teach Achillea how to fight 3 people at once. Because of course the goal is Achillea is going to kill the Ferox brothers, and so it's Kid Gladiator and 2 of the copy paste gladiators fighting, and they're beating her. She is standing no chance against these people, and they knock her down. She's laying on the ground, and then out comes Asher, and Asher whips out his dick. And I thought he was about to piss on her, but I
That's
forgot way back in episode 1 when he kills Round Boy. He tells the gladiators, bury him right here on the sand so I can come out and piss on him. And so that's what he's doing. He's pissing on Thick Boy's grave.
It's
nice
great
callback.
writing.
Great.
It's great writing. Comes back around 4 episodes later. It's fantastic.
It's like poetry, so it rhymes. It's circles within
Yes.
circles, you see.
Love it. I will point out, I finally, this episode, realized what the name of Kid Gladiator is. It's like
Tarkon, right?
Tarkon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that until like they mentioned it in this episode.
It's
So I'm like,
finally starting to stick.
Tarkon. Okay. It
So
doesn't have
calling
the
him
same
Kid
ring as
Gladiator.
Yeah.
He's earned that name.
Yeah. So, anyways, Asher comes out and pisses on Thick Boy's grave. And he's talking shit to the gladiators, and then he gets word. I think it's Hilara comes out and says, Dominus, a word from Crassus, and Asher's like, fucking finally, Crassus is acknowledging me, and so he opens up this fucking thick ass book, opens it up, and it's like one sentence. It's like, prepare for my arrival. So Asher's like,
we need to do that to each other. Like when we're gonna come over before we come over to each other's like homes or whatever, we need to send each other like a letter that just says "Prepare for my arrival."
It's got to be the width of a phone book. The next
Yes.
the next
that's
Nebraska
important.
apocalypse that we do. That's what I'm going
It's
to
like
do.
the thickness of the delivery system must be the inverse of the actual message, because it's like, goddamn this, and he opens it up, prepare for the arrival, and that's it, and that's all I get. And so Asher is so fucking good in this. He's like,
oh yeah,
he's hypothetically saying, or like rhetorically saying, like, oh, when's he getting here? And then Messia says, we don't know, Dominus, and he's like, I wasn't actually expecting a fucking answer to that question.
This episode, I gotta say, was probably the funniest episode, just in terms of how Nick Terabay is so amazing as Asher in this episode. We'll get to it like the last scene, how good he is, how he's trying to like act like he's got his clothes on all perfect and everything. But it's just so good, and so many times I was laughing out loud this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. So Asher's like, well, fuck. Just he tells he immediately just tells all the house slaves, like, prepare for Crassus to be here every single day. If we've got to have an extravagant meal for him, and we don't know what he's coming. So every night we've got to cook this extravagant fucking meal just in case that's the night he shows up. And so he's like, he's telling
you guys to do this for me.
We're not.
Yeah, to be that cool, right? Where someone's like, "Oh my god, I got to have a full feast planned and baked in case Ronan arrives."
I would
So
go
he's
to Top's Barbecue every day if Steve told me prepare for my arrival.
I mean,
There you
Tom's
go.
Barbecue
There you
is
go, Steve.
fantastic. So anyways, he's the while this is going on, he's giving orders to Halara, the main slave that he's banging, and he's like, wash the floors, wax this shit. I don't want to see any fucking dust. I want to see my fucking reflection on the floor. I better be able to eat off the goddamn freshly polished floor and look at myself in the
Change the
in the
water.
fucking
Yeah,
bubble.
Fresh
clean
water.
water.
You get
Clean
this
water.
fucking just get this fucking place perfect. And Hilara's like, Messia will do all that like lower
She
slave
just
bullshit.
brushes it
And
off, and I was like,
Messia is
God
like,
damn.
the fuck?
That's
Yeah,
true grit
Hilara
right
is
there.
just
Just God damn, fuck.
yeah. Hilara is being a catty bitch to Messia, and Messia, she ain't happy, but she's putting up with it because she like knows her place
I'm
within the
happy.
House of Ashur here.
What? She literally has no other option but to put up with it.
Yeah. And that's the thing with the Halara character, because we know that there's going to be a bad end. I think we learn at the end of this episode that I don't think the Asher Halara relationship is long for
No,
happiness.
I think Asher is going at some point. Asher's just going to flip a switch and kick Hilara to the curb, and Hilara is going to be devastated because she
Oh,
clearly
yeah.
thinks that she is
Hell
in a
hath no
higher
fury.
position. Yes,
Hell hath no fury. And I think both of those servant ladies are going to try to enact their revenge.
yeah. So we also have Kasudia, wife of Gabinius, the senator who is running the next games. And when we see Kasudia, she is hanging out with Opiter. And
Oh, is
there,
she hanging out? Steve? Is that
yeah,
what
yeah,
she's
Is
doing?
this
she's
what the
hanging out
kids
with
call it?
Opiter, and there is a gladiator just going to town on her, just diving, and I fucking salute this man. He is
Older the berry, the sweeter the juice, so they say.
well, yeah, he
Leave a
services
comment
her.
down below. Is that true? Leave a comment.
Sounds off with the
She is
hashtag sweet berries.
she's having a good time, is my point. And then Opiter's just like, all right, you're done, leave. And then she says something like, oh yeah, what a talented tongue. I wish my husband was as talented. His tongue's only good for talking to senators or some shit. But they're having a back and forth, and so Opiter Opiter, because he's got a crush on Chorus, is looking for the opportunity to broach the subject of the games with Kasudia. And Kasudia is like, oh, I'm so rich, I'm so badass. It's a shame I've got to wear these dirty fucking rags. And she's wearing this like elegant gown that anyone else would look at and be like, wow, she is rich. She's got all this fancy dress, all this fancy fashion, and she's like, God, these dog shit rags that I'm wearing, I hate it. And Opiter's like, tomorrow there's going to be a shipment of Egyptian fabrics, and I can tell you the time it takes.
Egyptian linen,
Egyptian
Steve.
linen. Uh,
Linens.
I can tell you where to go and get this. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. Man, it'd be real inconvenient if you asked for a favor right now. And Opiter's like, you know, uh,
Speaking of which,
my good friend, he says, I want to talk about the games. And she's like, oh, you're of course you have a place in the games. And he's like, I'm actually talking about Asher's people.
Actually,
And so they have this back and forth, and Opiter mentions, I'm not doing this for Asher. I'm doing this because I want to get in Chorus's good graces so I can still chorus away.
he
And
wants to get in chorus.
and then Kasudi is like, about Chorus, I kind of heard he died. I'm not saying I had anything to do with it, but he may have died. And Opiter's like, the fuck?
what?
And so we cut back to the House of Ashur, and Opiter just walks in. Like Asher's getting ready to go to the market and find all the things that to make a month worth of fancy meals in case Crassus happens to show up. But Opiter just kind of like barges in on Asher's ludus. And he's like, I heard that Chorus was in a bad way, and I wanted to see on him. I wanted to see how he's doing. And Asher's like, here he is, and so Oppeter's satisfied. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna head out. I just wanted to make sure Chorus was alive, and Asher's like, no, stay, have a bath with Chorus. It's fine.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you just hang out.
Yeah.
Kids
I mean,
say.
Ronan, come on, just have a bath with Steve. It's fine. Just go ahead and have a bath and chat together. It's fine. It's fine.
I love everyone in this episode. So
It's so good.
Chorus and Oppeter go and have a bath, and Chorus is still recovering from his injuries. There's a naked slave woman, like kind of like got a
Doing
sponge going over his stitches,
Yeah,
and
it's
Chorus
the
is not
classic
having a good time.
Hollywood thing where you have a scar and somebody just takes a rag and dab, 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 dab,
Yep.
dab. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they're constantly dabbing at it.
Well, Oppeter sends this girl away, and so Oppeter comes in and he's doing the stitch sponging, and
The dab, 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 dab.
The stitch sponging is what the kids call it these days.
I thought it was called hanging out. God damn it, we established it was called hanging out.
all right, well, they're hanging out very closely and intimately by the pool or in the bath. So they're
Steve, would you let either Ronan or I, like sponge bath or sponge dab your scars?
if it was a form of punishment for you two, yes. I wanted to make sure.
Fair.
I want to make sure you're not into it.
Okay. Fair.
So they're talking, and this is a scene that was kind of hard for me to follow. I think Oppeter kind of knows that he's being played to an extent, but he at this point, even though they had one scene together, he seems to genuinely care for Chorus, so he's kind of going with it. At the same time, you can tell that Chorus is also starting to genuinely like Oppeter, and it's becoming more than he's pulling a scam for Asher. So it seems like they're going to actually have some sort of relationship going forward. Anything else I'm missing about that scene? Is that the gist of it?
Yeah, I don't know if it was last episode or either episode 2 or 3. Chorus is talking to Achillia. Oh, it was when the orgy was going on.
Yeah.
And she was asking him, why aren't you, in there having sex with all the whores like I want to? And he was like, why save myself for like people of the heart or something?
Yeah,
So it's
he
like
says like men that show me affection for coin don't do anything for me.
yeah. So I think that now Ronan, let me ask you: do you think Oppeter's on the up and up here? Do you think do you think he's playing Chorus here, and we're gonna get something bad happening down the road?
Given how events happen later in this episode, well, I don't know. That's up. We need to. Let's put a pin in that. We'll round back to that later.
Okay, fair. Let's do it.
I think the Oppeter is being genuine, and if I'm wrong, that is a good fucking actor because I bought his shit right here. So Asher and Halara go to the market, and they're hunting for food. Again, hilarious episode. Asher sees a guy selling oysters, and he's like, "Are these fresh?" And he's like, "Yes, fresh from King Neptune." And Asher bends down and smells and comes back up.
It smells like it came from his ass.
King Neptune's ass. It's so fucking good. I laughed so many times during this episode.
Yeah, that's funny.
So anyways, Asher and Elara continue to bum around town looking for supplies, and they hear fighting. And the other Lanista that is not Oppeter is Proculus. We finally found out, I finally remembered his name.
Yes, I knew it started with a P.
Yeah.
Proctology or something.
So Proculus has his main gladiator. I don't remember this gladiator's name, but in episode 1, like this gladiator was like the star of the show. He was like he is Proculus's Crixus, Organicus, or Spartacus. He is the champion of House Proculus, and this gladiator is having just basically like wooden sword slap fights with anyone that wants to show up and fight him. And so there's some random Roman dude who's fighting him, and of course gladiator's kicking his ass. And again, this guy loses, and he's like, "I almost had the gladiator," and the brothers Ferox are there. It's like, you almost had his dick in your ass. The show is fucking hilarious.
It is. This is good. This writing was Chef's kiss this episode.
So Asher shows up, and sorry, my throat's killing me. Asher is trying to be his own hype man, and he's like, I would have rematch in the games. I'm the House of Ashur. I'm going to show you things that you've never seen in the arena in the games. It's going to be fucking great. And then one of the Ferris brothers like throws a tomato or a fucking potato
Yeah.
or something at him.
Food at him.
He just gets pelted with like rotten food.
Yeah,
Everyone
Asher.
starts throwing food at him.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
respect for Asher at all.
The brothers Ferox like rallied the troops. And there were some people that were like on Asher's side. They were buying into his hype a little bit. But then like the Ferox
Nothing a
brothers,
tomato won't fix.
yeah, the Ferox brothers and Proculus like turn everyone against Asher, and so meanwhile, Asher immediately after this goes home and fucking like literally flips a table while the gladiators are having food. And he says, you all fucking suck. If you embarrass me, if you fail to get this done, if you fail to honor the House of Ashur and blah blah blah, be top tier gladiators, I will send you all to the fucking mines. Asher is pissed. But before that table flipping scene,
It's true. They all suck.
they do. They all really, really suck. So before that particular scene, though, Daddy Gladiator is having a moment with Achillia. Achillia is eating alone, and Daddy Gladiator talks to her, and he's trying to offer advice, and she's angry. She's angry that she has the mark of the Brotherhood, but she's still treated like shit. And he's like, "You didn't earn the mark like the rest of us." And she says, "Not my fault. I got the fucking mark. I'm one of you." And Daddy Gladiator says, "No, you're actually not yet." But he is Doctore right now, and he has a moment later on where he says, my goal above all as Doctore is to honor this house. And so he's thinking Achilles is going to be champion, so I have to coach her. And so they start talking about the brothers Ferox, or the Ferox brothers, and he says, the Ferox brothers, it's three of them, and they are dwarves, which Achilles laughs at, and Daddy Gladiator,
Half men.
don't you
Half men.
Daddy Gladiator's like, don't you fucking underestimate them. They fight as one mind. Like, they are in sync with one another. You're underestimating them at your own peril. The three idiots I've got you fighting in outside right now, though, you have a chance to beat them, because my idiot son, he fucking sucks. He's fucking stupid. No one likes him. He's got a dumb face.
No one remembers his name. He's so dumb.
His name is Tarkon, but of course everyone in the Ludus calls him Kid Gladiator. He tells Achillia, my idiot son just rushes into battle. He's got two gladiators with him that should be backing him up, but he constantly puts himself in position where he's essentially fighting you one-on-one, which removes his greatest advantage, which are two fucking friends to back him up. So she tells him, Daddy Gladiator tells Achillia, wait for my idiot son to do something stupid and then take him out, and the other two you will have no problem with. Then in comes Asher, and he flips the table. And so then we get to the next day, and
Quick question.
Go ahead.
Quick question. Do you feel that Achillia, at this point, because she's getting her ass kicked constantly, she gets her ass kicked again in this episode, do you think that she would really be like, oh, these three dwarves, like, I'm going to have no problems with them? Because I felt like by this point, she's getting kicked so hard by everybody that you'd be like a little more humble about, I'm going into the fucking gladiator arena and these guys have taken out full grown dudes, and one of them has, he has his little trophies from all the people he killed. You would think that she'd be a little bit more humble about and focused on who she's gonna like fight, rather than be like, they're just half men, I'll take them down. She hasn't taken down anybody yet.
I can see that, but every single gladiator in the show thinks they're hot shit without actually having
It's
proven
true.
that whatsoever. I will say, in Achillia's defense, she tells Daddy Gladiator, show me one person here that could beat three men at one time. Like in this episode, I think that thought would have more merit if we had seen her lose a one-on-one fight earlier. But in this episode, she's exclusively fighting three people at once and getting her ass kicked like she should. I
Like for the
think
last 3 episodes ish, give or take now at this point.
yeah, but in
Yeah,
this episode though, she's only fighting teams of three and getting beaten. So I think
but she's bragging about how she's going to take on the Ferox
yeah,
brothers, no problem.
Yeah, that part doesn't bother because like throughout the entirety of this whole series, every gladiator has thought that they were king shit of Dick Mountain. So yeah, like it's no shock to me whatsoever that she is also like, oh, I'm a gladiator. I have the mark. I can kill anybody. That's a thing. Like no gladiator in the history of this show has been humble.
Okay, it just feel a little weird to me,
yeah.
but
I can kind of see both sides. I think if she had been losing against solo opponents in this episode. She obviously lost against solo opponents in previous ones. If she had lost against a solo opponent in this episode and she was still talking shit, I would think, all right, Achilles, that you're being fucking stupid. But she only loses against teams of three, and so I think in her mind, it's just because it's three full
She's being
size
picked
people
on in
that
her
she's
mind.
fighting. Yeah, yeah. It's everyone in
okay.
this show needs to be more humble, but they're fucking not, and that's just par for the course for Spartacus. Um, but after the next day after Ashur does the table flip, they run back the fight. It's Achilles versus Kid Gladiator and the two copy and paste gladiators. And sure enough, Achilles is able to just kind of like evade the other two gladiators and knock them down. And instead of waiting for them to get back up, Kid Gladiator like just charges in there and Achilles drops him. For the first time, Achilles has like got one over on someone. And Tarkon has probably been like the lead Achilles hater, so he is fucking angry about this. And later, I don't remember exactly when it happens, but there's a scene where he basically goes back into his cell to pout, and Daddy Gladiator
Oh
comes
yeah,
in. Daddy Gladiator comes in and he's like, I've been telling you from the beginning that you're too fucking cocky. You need to stop rushing into battle. You suck. You got a stupid face. I hate you. I shouldn't have had you. Your mom should have swallowed. And then Kid Gladiator is like, "Why are you always picking on me?" And throws a
stupid
punch
curly hair.
and throws a punch at Daddy Gladiator, and Daddy Gladiator like just like pushes him,
Zip.
just avoids him, and like knocks him into like a bath. And so, and this is the
Pretty
scene.
embarrassing.
This is the scene where Daddy Gladiator's like, "Yes, I am your father. I love you. I want the best for you. I'm also currently the Doctore. It's my job to honor the House of Ashur, and also I need you to fucking listen to me and actually, take the Doctore's advice. Otherwise, you're just going to go out in your first arena fight and just fucking die. And I'm your dad. I don't want that. But
Yeah, I think that's the main thing with this whole thing. Like he does not want his son to die, and he knows his son's going to die if he keeps fighting
yeah,
that way. And he does mention straight up, he's like, my number one thing is to bring glory to this house. Like he almost mentions like the glory of the House of Ashur usurps, his son, but he still doesn't want his son to
yeah.
die. And he's
He
like,
has two
man,
goals. He wants the House of Ashur
yeah.
to succeed, and also he wants his son to win his gladiator battles, which son's not going to right now.
So
Uh,
has Sun never fought in the arena?
I don't
Like
think
I
any
don't.
of them have,
I don't think any of these people
except for
have.
Daddy
Yeah.
Ager.
Okay. Because we
Yeah.
had, yeah, okay, yeah. So everyone's just being trained at this point in
Yes.
time, and we're just hoping that someone rises above the cream of the crop, will rise to the top.
Stop.
And so far, no one's
Yeah.
done.
No,
Asher is the best gladiator
You
in
know,
there,
yeah, that's the whole thing. Like
other than Chorus, I guess.
Asher's been beating his head and trying to get people to actually give him position, even at least like opening position in these games, and no one is. So he's not bringing in any revenue, and that's his. That's why none of these. That's why all these gladiators suck. Well, that among other reasons, but yeah, none as except for Gladiator, none of them have actually been in the arena and done anything. They're
Yeah.
all gladiators in the sense that they've got somebody poked their arm with the hot branding iron. That's it.
yeah.
Gladiator remembered some glory days.
Yeah. From like 20
He's
years
got he's
ago.
got memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can safely say that none of these gladiators have actually been in an arena fight because they're still alive, and we don't think that they could beat anyone.
That's true. Good point. Good
Yeah,
point.
that's when you're, I don't give you enough props for this, Steve, but when you're right, you're right.
All right, so now there's two story segments that are about to come together. One is Asher gets another letter from Crassus, and he's like, "Hey, Asher, I'm having some shit delivered to your house, and it's me arriving. Be
Amazon delivery packages,
be a,
ancient style.
be a good bellhop and go and pick them up for me." And Hilara says something like, "That's a job for a slave," and Asher's like, "That's still how he fucking sees me." He's like, I gotta prove myself." There's also a scene somewhere in here where Hilara and Messia have a scene where
Oh yeah.
Messia is noticing that she's being treated like shit, but also Hilara says something like, "You confessed your feelings to me. I wish I could reciprocate, but I can't." There's friction there. Hilara continues to treat Messia like shit. Messia is offended by that while also still wanting to bang the shit out of Hilara.
Yeah.
So again, that
Which will happen once Asher kicks Hilara to the door. We know some lesbian makeup sort of
There's nothing
I'll make
better
you
for
happy sex is coming.
there's nothing better to form the solid foundations of a relationship than trauma bonding. It works every
Exactly.
time
then the
and it never
rebound.
fails. Yes, the
Yes.
rebound
Yeah.
trauma, the
All
trauma
right,
bound.
so Asher has got to go be Crassus's bellhop, and he is not happy about it. So he and Chorus go out to receive to receive all this stuff, and so they get all of Crassus's shit, and then Asher tells the guy that the delivery man, the Amazon driver, it's like, "All right, thanks, you can fucking leave now."
Oh,
And
I love this.
the Amazon driver is like, "Actually, Crassus told us that we would get paid by you." And Asher gives him, or sorry, before that, Asher says, "All right, you can fucking leave now," and the delivery driver sticks around.
Just
And so,
stays.
and
So funny.
Asher like walks away to talk to Chorus and notices the Amazon driver is still there. He turns around and is like, "Are you just fucking blinded by my magnificence?" Yes, I don't know the fucking line, but Asher's like, "Are you looking at this greatness here?" And
It's so funny. I had to pause because I was laughing so hard. Just the way that Nick Terabay just delivered the line was perfect. Get a good look. Drink it all in. Drink it all in.
He's
so
So
upon it.
good.
and then the delivery driver tells him, "Sorry, Crassus told us that that you would pay us, and it's 30 denarii." And
Space
Asher
buck.
pulls out his coin purse and is like, "Well, I don't have 30 denarii here. Take what I have, and I'll get you later." And Amazon driver's like, "Well, how much later? Like, when exactly are you going to pay me?" And Asher says, "You need to fucking leave now, or else you won't have to ask that question ever again." And so delivery driver is like, "Got it. I'm out of here." So now,
Well, it also goes back to something Halara told him at the beginning of the episode when he starts freaking out. He's like, "Oh my god, we got to get everything ready in case Crassus shows up." She's like, "We don't have the money. Like, we're gonna run out of money, literally doing all of this." And he's like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." And then the Amazon driver literally takes the last of his money.
so now Asher and Chorus are just kind of making their way through the Roman market. And so the other story going on at this time is Kasudia is she's on her quest for the Egyptian linens, and she goes
Yes.
and finds her daughter. I think her name is Viridia, and says, "Hey, we're going on a trip. We're going shopping. That'll get you over your dead husband. A little retail therapy." And
Women be
Egyptian
shop.
linens.
Women
Yeah,
be shopping.
and Viridia is just like she's all sad. She's like, "I will never get out of this funk. Everything is oh woe is me. Everything is going." She's like, "Viridia, Egyptian linens. Let's go. I'm down for the Egyptian linens. Let's go."
If it's like if Matt tells us he has a bad day, we can just be like, "You want to go to Ross?"
Oh, yes. Let's go to Ross. Let's go to Ross.
all right, so Kasudia and Viridia and a nameless third woman that's with them. They go to the market to find the Egyptian linens, and they're attacked by Cilician pirates, and these pirates are just.
This was
Go
the
ahead, Roman.
point where, this was the point where it's like, I actually, because I'm just sort of like, they're having a conversation over linens. Like, there's like some Roman dude over there. It's like, oh, he stands quite a form. Some would be like, no, this is some bullshit. And I start fucking around on my phone, and the nameless third person is is not the Edile's wife. Like, she's
Yes,
been in
right.
she was one of the
Yeah.
ones in the previous episode talking about how gladiators are. Oh, I wish I could have some of a chorus in me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was
Yeah.
her.
They're
So
still trying to get Viridia married
They're
to that
trying to,
woman.
they said, "Oh, hey, there's a hot Roman guy. How about you go marry him, Viridia? Just marry him right fucking now." And Viridia's like,
just go
"Just
over
show
there.
me the fucking linens. Like, I only
Where are these
agreed to Egyptian
linens?
linens."
Yeah,
So
where are these linens that you told me about?
Yeah, so I'm kind of bored. I can see them talking like, oh well, okay, whatever. Like, like this episode, like it was really great, but now suddenly and as I'm fucking around my phone, I hear the music that indicates someone has just died badly. That's Spartacus music, where they get the kind of like that kind of like chanting thing.
Wait, what did
I
they do,
hear
Ronan? Can you do that again, please? What?
that kind of chanting music, and like what? And she's got a part of her brain is hanging out of her head. I'm like, what the fuck? And I have to rewind the scene because I did not believe what I just see. It's like, what in the name of fuck? Put it back. It's like, she did just die. What the
It was
hell?
cool. It was cool. Just
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 in the
having
middle of a sentence and like just sword directly
She
through her
gets
head.
Samuel L. Jackson. It's so crazy. It
Yeah.
just happens to her.
And I love like I actually laughed at this part. Like, so after the chick gets like the sword in the head, and you really see it. By the way, I tried to grab clips and just screenshots so I could place them in our episodes, and it gets blocked by stars. Like, I literally cannot use OBS or a screenshot thing when I'm bringing, so I can't post any clips of this. But yeah, she gets the sword in her head. But when the blood sprays out on Viridia and Kasudia, like the look on Viridia's face, her eyeballs are so big and wide, it almost looked like Looney Tunes style, like the reaction of her face. I was actually laughing at what her face looked like more than I was
Her
terrified.
eyes were so wide. I thought she was the chick who was starting up Theranos because like that because she just kept her eyes so.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that
Wow.
was an Elizabeth Holmes reference. It's like eyes are just so big and wide. I was like,
Yeah,
holy,
it
oh
was
god, that's
real big and wide.
crazy. Yeah,
All right,
We
so now
continue,
saw
Steve.
Solution Pirates in previous seasons, right?
I think they are.
Oh yeah, aren't they the pirates that
Yeah.
turned on Spartacus?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
All
I
right.
kind of pieced together. Like, I think these are before they grabbed the necklace. Like these must be the pirates because one of the guy had like 6 shark teeth on his outfit.
Caesar went undercover with them, right? Was
Like
that
no, not with the pirates, but he does. Like historically, Caesar gets captured by these
Yeah,
pirates,
he
and
did get
they pay
captured
a
by them.
ransom for him, and he promises the pirates, like, "I'm going to kill every fucking one of you," and he
Well,
does.
the great thing about that story is they're like, "Oh, we've got you, Caesar. We're gonna ransom for 5 million space bucks." And he's like, "That's all. Ask for 50 million space bucks, you motherfuckers. And by the way, once you get that and I'm released, I'm gonna hunt you all down. I'm gonna murder all of you." And he did.
And he does, yeah.
He's a man of his
See,
word.
that's why we need after House of Ashur, we need to just go back to the main timeline and get the Caesar show that they promised. Now that they've
Oh,
got
I
a
know.
shiny new Caesar actor. Anyway, let's talk about this. So the Cilician pirates attack, and they're just massacring everyone on the street, and they are hunting for Kasudia and Viridia because they grab Viridia. And Kasudia is like putting up a little bit of a fight, and the main pirates just kill her. Like, we only need one of them, because I guess they're going to ransom one of them. So there's like
Yeah,
kill.
I think they mentioned something about the Senate, I think.
All right. Well, they've got Kasudia. They're about to kill her. But meanwhile, they're carrying Verdia away. But then Asher and Chorus walk out. So they're making their way back. And Asher,
They're just so funny.
There's this weird moment. They walk back and they just they're like, huh, isn't this the goddamnest thing? And then Asher realizes that, it's the senator's daughter. And he's like, oh,
He's Viridia.
Motherfuckers.
Yes, it's fucking great. Ashur
Yeah,
sees Viridia and jumps into action like a big goddamn hero. And I love the little like bro moments between him and Chorus because they'll occasionally look
yeah,
at each other and
like
just be like,
nodding. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, this is badass shit we're doing here. So
Chorus, by the way, who's allegedly still so injured he cannot be Doctore. He cannot like strike a whip, and yet he's a fucking badass. He's just killing people
well,
left and
he
right with all
said
his grievous wounds.
No, there's a
previously,
reason why he's with Asher right
yeah,
now. Asher doesn't
yeah,
want to get. Asher doesn't want to have people throw food at him
No, no,
anymore.
no. I know, but part of the point is like he's still super injured. Like
yeah, yeah.
he's got. We saw stitches being sponged earlier on. Like
All
he's
the
not in.
dabbing.
He should not be able to move like he's moving
Well,
without
he's a badass, so he does. So Asher and
yeah.
Chorus, Kosudia sees Asher or sees Chorus coming at her, and she thinks, "Oh shit, Chorus is about to kill me." I mean, we don't show it there. I mean, we don't get her thoughts, but I'm sure in her mind she was thinking
Yeah,
he
it
must
looks
know
like
that I
it. It's
tried to kill
framed to
him.
look like he's about to strike down and kill her, but
Yeah.
obviously,
But he cuts the arm off another pirate that was coming up behind Kosudia. So Chorus rescues Kosudia.
Oh, scene too. The gore is really good in this
Yeah.
episode.
Asher, of course, is going after Viridia, and so Asher like chases Viridia's kidnapper into some secluded area, and he gets attacked by multiple men. And we see, I love seeing that Asher is a badass. It's like, yes, he was the worst gladiator, but the worst gladiator is still better than basically any soldier or pirate out there. And so Asher is just destroying these pirates and rescues Viridia, and they look deeply into each other's eyes again. Uh,
Dreamweaver starts playing again.
Yep.
Dreamweaver. So they have a moment, and then Viridia's like, "Oh shit, my mom, is she still alive?" In comes Chorus with Kasudia, and so Chorus and Asher escort Viridia and Kasudia back to Senator Gabinius's place. And so Chorus goes home. He's like, I'm gonna get back to the house and make sure everything's all right. And but Gabinius wants to talk to Asher.
The Amazon delivery is more important at this point.
Yes. Uh, Asher and Gabinius have a great moment where Gabinius is like, I need to see you rightfully rewarded for what you done. And they talk about the fact that these are pirates and they probably wanted a ransom. The Edile's wife is now dead, yada yada yada.
It's
But
like they're getting more and more brazen, these pirates.
yeah, and
Get 'em.
they talk again at some point about like Asher mentions that Crassus is on the way here, and Gabinius, his ears perk up at that, and he's
He's
like,
like,
"Well, let's."
"Ooh."
Yeah, he's going to leave his camp where he is presumably poised to wage war on
Pompey.
Pompey. He's going to leave that area to come see you, and that's your. It didn't click at first, but that's kind of your first warning that is Crassus actually coming? Because the
Yeah.
Crassus is over here and Pompey's over here, and at any point in time, war can break out.
Well,
But
that was the moment. Like I will give credit to this episode. I was expecting Crassus to show up this entire episode until Gabinius said that. I'm like, wait a minute, it's fucking Caesar making him handle the Amazon delivery guy, isn't it? It's fucking
I
Caesar because Caesar's fucking him over on the Appian Way and all that stuff and making him do all that shit. I'm like, Caesar's fucking coming.
I
He's
I
I
fucking
didn't
with
I
me.
didn't connect the dots at first. It only made
no,
sense
I
at the end.
I've I not to not to be like ha ha pointed you, but no, I had it picked from the oh no, it's not Crassus, it's Caesar. But that's not because I was thinking ahead and I saw all the signs the show was playing. I watched the trailer and there's a scene in the trailer like before the show even started, like the little where Julius Caesar comes out and he's like Julius Caesar, like oh no, that's this episode where that
So
happens.
don't watch the trailers, what Ronan is saying, and let the Shakespearean dialogue
I
just play out and engross you.
I may have watched the trailer for the next episode, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh,
All right, so
I did not.
Gabinius and Asher, they're talking, and Gabinius is like, I need to make sure you're rewarded. It's not a secret that you want a place in the next game, so you've got the place in the games. And then Gabinius adds, I'm not doing this because I like you at all, even with what you've done. Like, I still don't give a shit about you. I just don't want to
Saved my
be
wife and daughter.
yeah, and he still doesn't care. He's like, I still don't give a shit about you. I am just paying my debt. So I will put your people in the games. Now we are even. Now let's take you to my medicus and get you stitched up. And Asher's like, no, no, no. I'm going to go home to my medicus because I don't want to be in your debt. And Gabinius is like, all right, you're finally figuring out how
It's
this
like
shit works.
real respect's
Yeah.
real. They give each other a little fist bump or
Great dialogue
Yeah,
sequence there,
yeah.
because that's like classic Spartacus dialogue when they're like one-upping each other and they're kind of like out when two characters are outsmarting each other just through dialogue.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So then so Gabinius is like, you learn fast, Asher. Let us part as equals with no one in debt to one another. And so they leave. And so Asher goes home. He is just fucking thrilled. He's,
so
throwing up the signs like, yeah, we fucking got the games. And he's Asher. And there's a moment where Asher's like, or Hilara is talking to Asher. And she's like, he got you negotiated the games. Like, I didn't even have to negotiate. Like, I was going to broach the subject, but then he brought it up. He was so thrilled of the reward of me saving his incredibly super hot daughter that's into me. Does that bother you at all?
Dreamweaver plays like, every time I stare into her eyes. I don't know. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
It's like Hilara, she's so much better than you in every way.
She's an actual Roman citizen, not some fucking slave. It's so cool.
When Asher mentions Viridia, the camera cuts to Hilara, and that's deliberate. You could see the look on Hilara's face. It's like, wait a minute, why do you know another woman's name? And she is very upset by this.
Here's the thing about Hilara, right? She's kind of crazy. Like, remember the scene with Achillea when Achillea was just in there and she was like, I could poison you. And she had the crazy eyes. Like, did you just drink poison? You might have. I can kill you at any time. She's going to fucking... I cannot wait for Hilara to go nuts in this show. I can't.
It's going to happen. People are going to start breaking. In a couple more episodes, we're going to start to get people finally breaking bad, and it's going to be nice when it finally starts to happen.
Hilara is like
great setup,
like the overly attached girlfriend meme, but in Spartacus times, but exclusively to Asher.
Yes.
So, anyways, Asher says, tells Chorus, whoever, wake everyone up, get him out to the pit. I'm going to make an announcement. And so Asher comes out, and he's like, we're gonna be in the fucking games, and the kid gladiator's like, who's gonna be in the games? Am I gonna be in the games? Please pay attention to me. And
please pay attention to me, new daddy.
Look at my curly hair.
Chorus says, "Shut the fuck up," and it puts Kid Gladiator in his place. But Asher doesn't know yet. He's like, position, who's gonna be there? Position, like, we don't know yet, but it's coming. We're in the fucking games, and the gladiators are cheering, like they're finally gonna get their shot. And then in comes Messia, or maybe Hilara, it doesn't matter. Like, earlier in the episode, Asher's like, I have, placed men on the streets to, like, look for, chariots coming down the street to let me know that Crassus is on his way. And so as he's delivering the speech, so one of the slaves comes in and says, Asher, there's this part on the road. It's gonna be fucking Crassus is here. And Asher once again is like, fuck yeah, I'm fucking ready for this.
Everything's coming up Millhouse right now for Asher. He's so excited.
And so Asher puts on his finest robes. He has the slaves dress up, and they've got like plates of food ready. Asher's wearing his best robes. He's like, Chorus, Chorus, you stay 3 steps behind me at each time. Like the rest of you slaves, like, look. Be nice, be presentable, but look down at your feet. Don't make fucking eye contact with them.
Eye contact is a sign of aggression. Keep your eyes down and low.
I love Nick Terabay in this scene because just the way he's acting and he's moving, and he like looks over at Hilara. He's like, "Do I look okay?" Like almost like he's adjusting a tie or something. He's like, "Oh my god!"
Of course, it's like, are you presenting yourself for fucking, or are you trying to beat the man?
That was so. He just says it so deadpan too. It's so funny.
So this cart pulls up, and the door opens. We see like someone's feet like coming down the steps,
and on the feet, on the boots, stomp.
And Asher bows his head, and he's like, "Crassus, how good of you to
Mighty
show up,
Crassus,
mighty Crassus, how good of you to bless the House of Ashur." And you hear, "Think again," and it's new Caesar. Replacement Caesar is here. And Asher's just like, he is not happy about this. Caesar has ruined Asher's good time.
It's like he pops up, camera pulls in on Julius Caesar. You see the Smash Brothers thing. New foe has appeared. Julius Caesar. But that thing you have to do when you recast an actor, where you have to have the thing where a character tells you this character's name. That's why it's like he's like
Yeah.
Julius Caesar has it cuts in on him, so that way we know. Oh, this is the new guy. All right, yeah,
I like I love the guy who played Caesar before. Like he was so good. So I'm gonna hold judgment on this guy because again, I this is similar to when we had replacement Spartacus, right? We were just kind of like, is this guy going to work? And then ultimately, it ended up working great. So I will give Stephen DeKnight time for me to adjust to new Caesar. But he still looks too GQ for me.
yeah.
There's
I
something
mean,
with his face. He just looks too like I'm a model type
yeah,
guy.
that
But
was
we'll
oddly
see. We'll
enough, like, with, like, the whole "he's too GQ, he's too model," that was oddly a lot of the chief that was the number one complaint people had with new Spartacus, like,
Yes.
was he looks too GQ, he doesn't
Yeah.
look like and he was a little thin when the show started, but because he came in
That's why
kind of
I'm gonna
late.
I'm gonna reserve judgment till I see. I did not watch the trailer for the next episode because I want to go into it completely blind. So I don't
Oh,
know
I'm not
what's
going to
gonna
bring
happen.
anything up about the next episode then.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
the
don't bring
the
it up.
shot the shot of Caesar and the appearing in Asher recognizing Caesar is the end of a great episode. Fantastic episode.
Okay, Steve, what did you like about this episode and why did you like it?
Everything. I liked the cattiness of Falara. I love our reintroduction to Kasudia, where the gladiator is just going after her. I like the relationship between Opiter and Chorus, and oh, that's something we missed. Asher's like, we've got our placement in the games. You can break off your fake relationship with Opiter, and Chorus is
Oh
like,
yeah,
yes, fake
Yes, the
relationship
of
and
the
course.
nothing
insert
else.
meme, eyeballs darting back and forth, like, "Yes, hey."
There's a there was another thing we missed. There was a scene that I really enjoyed. I think it was after Asher got pelted with the tomatoes, and it's him and Chorus, I think, and they're in the empty room, and he's like, there used to be statues of like Crixus and Spartacus and Gannicus in here, and he's like, I want something in here for this house,
I ignored
and
that scene because it was just nostalgia bait to be like, remember when
that's
this
what.
was Bodiatus's house? Wink.
Yes, yeah, and so I was actually going to bring that up. I was like, I think on almost every single episode so far, I would say that's my one complaint. My major complaint is they always are bringing up Spartacus, Organicus, or Crixus. They're name dropping them like every single episode. I get it. I think if they would have just like first episode, hey, yeah, remember those guys? Yes, we do. We got to move on now. We got to
All
move. I
right.
don't want to go into episode 5 talking about the bringer of rain and
Yes.
remember him when he
Do
did
I?
his stuff. So yeah.
When they have? So I'm guessing there's going to be flashbacks next episode about things that Caesar did. Are they just going to CG new Caesar's head on old Caesar's body in flashback scenes?
Oh,
I will say that Rona, you
Maybe?
interesting.
were here. Rona, you were my witness. That's Matt's only major complaint. So now Matt is more okay with the copy and paste gladiators. That has been downgraded to minor
Yep,
complaint.
too
Fuck.
late.
I still only copy and paste gladiators, yes, but I'm talking about like I guess the nostalgia bait stuff. I
Yeah,
agree with you there.
yeah.
It's like there's 2 minutes of them talking about remember what happened in those first 4 seasons that you guys loved. Hey, here's Spartacus again. Maybe he's alive. Maybe he's not. There's Gannicus. Enough with them. We got to move on. But sorry, Steve. Continue with
I,
your love of.
I actually like the relationship between Opiter and Chorus. I'm really curious to see has this obviously started out as Chorus was scamming Opiter. Like, is Opiter capable of reversing that? Because they're very clearly like legitimately like into each other now. So is that going to go anywhere? I want to see where their relationship goes. I love seeing Asher establish himself as a badass. I love the bro moments between Chorus and Asher. This episode was great. I loved every minute of it. I was hooked from the beginning and the ending, the final fight. Asher just
Oh yeah,
Asher
that fight
finally
is cool.
yeah, Asher finally like thinking he's on the precipice of like having his goal met. Loved it. Fantastic episode. Hilarious episode.
Okay. How letter grade? How would you rate this episode?
Oh, easy A.
Easy
I
A.
think
Okay.
this is probably. I mean, we're only 4 episodes in. I think this is probably the best episode in my opinion.
Okay. Ronan, your thoughts on episode 4?
So, and a bit of a shocker, when this episode started, like the first 5 or so minutes, I was actually like, pretty like I was actually like, okay, I'm souring on this because it opens up with Achillea getting beat up again, and I was like, God damn, and I looked like I am now, yep, I'm over it as of this exact moment. I'm fucking sick of this. Like it's like she's been getting beat up for 3 fucking
Well,
episodes now.
right,
I am
but that's the thing, Ronan. If she immediately starts kicking Gladiator's ass, people like, including us, would probably be like, okay, that's a little too
Yes,
quick.
immediately, as in if she had done it from episode 1. Episode 2 was you like,
She
because we
didn't
have
even really show up
We're
until episode
ready.
2.
We're ready to see
what
progress. Is I think what Ronan was
yeah, but
getting
what
at.
I'm trying to get
Okay.
at is it's like because like this is episode 4, and like even like if we compare this to like a Blood and Sand, by this point, like Spartacus was starting to get some wins in. Like because we were at the pit, like things were starting to ramp up. He wasn't he was getting beat up in the pit, but like it wasn't like when he gets there in the ludus and everyone like just shits on him and stuff. So it's like okay, at some point like we have to establish that this character, like if Achillea is going to go any further, we need to actually like move forward with this. I'm sick of seeing her get beat up. We need like okay, we've had 3 episodes of this now, and like we know that the way Spartacus is like weird with like because we gave Rome shit for this too, and Spartacus is also guilty of this. The flow of time in this show can be
Mm,
difficult
yeah.
to gauge. Like the first series probably happened over the course of like a year and a half, 2 years. That like as far as we know, like the first season. Let me rephrase that, not first series. Uh, I'm assuming at this point it has only been like a couple of weeks, but who knows?
That's something I wanted to mention to you guys. There's a line, and maybe I just didn't catch it clearly, but there's a line in this episode where Asher says like something about years have gone by or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's
When
not like
which season did Badiatus die in? Like he died before War of the Damned, right?
Yeah, he died in the first
Adios
season.
died in the first season.
Okay, first season. So has in this weird reality, has Asher had this since that time, since the end of
Well,
season one?
he's had it since he's had the Ludus since the end of season 3, Vengeance. He's had it since Spartacus died. So how many years was it between Badiatus dying and Spartacus dying? Because I don't think because then Ash,
Yeah.
yeah, again, it's a common problem with the series. Is like we don't know how much time has passed. Like I was,
Historically the Spartacus War went on for about 2.5 years, but I don't know if this show is
I
following
mean,
that logic or
let's
not.
call it. I mean, I would assume so because I assume like
So we're
every
to
season is like a
assume
year.
we're to assume that at the end of season one, when Badiatus died, then the Ludus has just been empty since then.
No, because in
No,
season 2,
Gladber's troops
Clapper took
moved
it
in.
over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. See, I'm getting this all mixed up. So okay, yeah, I guess when Asher actually took over this Ludus is what's kind of throwing me
Yeah,
off,
and
and
we don't know.
how
Like
long it's been.
Yeah.
there's been no dates established. Like how I think your test is going to be go back to episode 2 when they took Gannicus off the cross. Look up how long it takes a body to rot to that extent, and that is how long Asher has had the Ludus.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but so anyway, I was like I said, I was annoyed. I was like, as I said, like I was like, okay, I'm over this right now. I'm now officially over it. I'm sick of seeing her get beat up. Her character needs to actually fucking progress and start to be able to to hang, to actually get some wins under her belt. And I'm also over the constant, oh, the fight with the brothers is coming soon. It's like I'm wondering now at this point, I'm kind of curious if that's because this is more of a I'm thinking of the way that Blood and Sand, like and God at the Arena operated, where it's like there were multiple gladiator arena fights. Like I'm kind of wondering if this, like the fight with the brothers Ferox or whatever their names are. I'm wondering if that's like kind of that's either going to be the mid-season crescendo or that might be like the end, like the season ender. Like that's what the whole
Season
show built.
finale.
I
It
don't want that to
maybe.
be a season
I
finale.
don't
I
either because it's like when we were watching Black Sails, like you and me, Steve, we were both of the opinion like, okay, I'm now officially over them being on the island. If they don't do pirate shit in the next episode, we're gonna fucking revolt, and Matt's gonna have two bad shows on his hand that he picked out.
I am ready to actually get to the fucking games now.
Yeah, I am over the training thing, and like I'm ready to see her. She's been the underdog. She's been beat up long enough. There, you like I'm perfectly fine with her starting to be able to fight back. They've well and truly gotten over the Mary Sue thing, unless you are just some conservative troll incel dumbass who's just like doesn't like the idea of like any pair of tits holding a sword. If you're upset about that, why are you watching the show?
What a wonderful turn of phrase, Ronan.
Yeah.
Undermining your own message there.
I'm speaking from their viewpoint, but
Shout out in the
Okay.
comments, Rachel. Tell us what you think of what Ronan just said there.
Yeah.
But anyway, overall, what you got past that first few minutes?
well,
What do you think of the rest of
after that, everything else in the episode started to make things better, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, now this is good, this is good, this is good, and like Daddy Ader is having his talk with her, and she has her second fight with them, and she finally puts all three of them in the dirt, and I'm like, fucking finally, we have a win, hooray! So with a chorus and God, what's the other guy's name? Like the other Lannister
Uppeter?
Twitter.
Operator. That's it. Yeah. So when they like because you asked earlier, Matt, and I was like, let's put a pin in that. Now we're going to take that pin out. We're going to revisit that whole thing
Okay.
because
Can't
like so
wait.
okay, do I think that, like okay, do I think that they're like trying to like is there something else going on here? People be scheming in this show all the time. And so at first my thought was is that okay, well, like he might still be trying to just to play him because he seemed uncomfortable in the bath with him at first until they had the kiss, and I was like, okay, maybe this is legit, maybe he's not. And then they fight all the pirates. And like remember how I mentioned there was that weird moment where they come across the alley and look and like and Asher and Chorus are just kind of looking at it like, huh, I'll be goddamn. We just walked right into a sword fight. Isn't this crazy? Let's take Third Street instead. But until like Dreamweaver starts playing, and then he's like, "Oh no, that's the love interest." Pulls out the sword, and like the way that they were standing there, and like the kind of giving each other the nods and the looks. I'm like okay, so now I'm starting to think, okay, this pirate attack was planned by somebody. Like did like who's playing? Because I don't think it's just like some random thing.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so
Interesting.
I'm curious. Like, okay, was the pirate attack plan like was that all part of this plan? Like between like Chorus and them, like because Asher doesn't seem to be in on it. If it is, but it's like so like it comes out of nowhere, which again is why when it happened, I was like, "What in the fuck?" And I had to rewind it just to see it again. And, I mean, it was a great shot, but also I was fucking around on my phone because that segment was boring. So I'm
Ronan's
telling
like, oh, the scene where the women are talking. I'm just not. I'm just not into this.
none of them are holding. None of these pair of tits have a sword. I am not interested in this shit.
Stop reducing women to pairs of tits.
Yeah,
Our
I was
problematic friend, we would still go into battle for you, Ronan.
well, I was bored by the linen scene until Chop, and that was a nice scene, which is also like, oh, okay, that's cool. But yeah, so that's kind of where that's now my sort of prediction. I guess prediction or
Okay.
whatever. It's like I would like to know if this because right now I think that there are I think that there are schemes on top of schemes going on here. It just 'cause that all seems like it came out of nowhere a little bit, and maybe it did, but it's like it'd be nice if it turns out that that was planned. Like and because that way it's
Like
not just
maybe it
some
was
kind.
maybe Crassus turns out to be behind it or something, and he's trying to kidnap Casudia and Viridia to get Gabinius to do something in the Senate for or something.
I
You know, like
believe the pirates mentioned it's like when they're going for them. They mentioned. I'm pretty sure one of them mentioned something about like tell it to your friends in the Senate or something like that. Which and then I was like, well, did the senators plan this? Like what the like what is going on here? So
Pompey and Crassus are just in the background. They're those sort of major characters that I wonder if we'll even get to see this season, or if they would save them for like a season two. But yeah, I can see where there could be schemes upon schemes, and I think that's what Spartacus has sort of trained me as well. I'm like, what is actually real here? Because like Opiter, I'm like, is Opiter just playing chorus because Opiter just wants to have a good time, and then he's going to be like, I'm done with you, sort of thing, or does he legitimately just want him to
yeah.
train his gladiators and
Yeah,
all of that?
did
Like,
Operator and Chorus plan this? Because like now I'm kind of getting the vibe that like all like Chorus is kind of like believing what Operator is selling, and he's like, yeah, I do want out of this shit house because they're also building up Gladiator has the new Del Torre. Like so, like they're building him
Steve's
up.
head's gonna explode. Steve, do you have something to say?
I don't. I'm just gonna let it go.
they're
It doesn't matter.
they're building him up. So it's like all of this stuff has to be leading somewhere. But of course, this is only episode 4. But, you know, like I started this episode off angry and annoyed, and then it got a lot better, and then it got much better. So this is the first A episode I've seen
Okay.
because everything else I'm like, yeah, this is fine. This is a B. Yeah, this is a B plus. This is a B by not all. This is the first like actual A episode. This is the
Yeah.
first like yes, now the show is moving. Now we're grooving. Put on a cool
Okay.
70s tune.
Yeah.
I'm looking
I
to
love
see
this episode.
is Del Torre
Oh,
even a word, and it's not.
okay. I love this episode. I was laughing through it. I was completely engaged, like Steve said, with everything that's going on. This is the episode where I'm like, I think I love all these characters. I just love these characters. I will say the one character that I'm not 100% on board with just yet, aside from the gladiators, generic gladiators, but sort of like our main sort of players, is Kasudia. I think like there's something the actress who's playing her she feels like she's in a different show or something. She's playing it a little too goofy and over the top for me, though. Just the way she acts, maybe her reactions and stuff to things. It's a little. I'm not 100% on board with her. I like the idea of the character, but something is like not working with me with how the actress is portraying the character. But I'm actually excited to find out what's going to happen when Chorus realizes that Kasudia tried to have him murdered. That's what, because I can't wait to see how that storyline ultimately plays out. And I want people to die. We're getting into episode 5 next week. I want somebody to die. What episode did Vero die, Steve, and break your heart? Like, we need
It
some.
was 6 or
Yeah, it was
7.
like yeah, it was
Yeah,
later
we
on.
need some. We need something like that coming up in the next few episodes. So let me ask both of you, of the characters that we've watched right now, that shock death that Spartacus always seems to have for us, what character would you just be like, oh man, you'd be really bummed if in next episode they just killed the person you weren't expecting it?
I don't think I don't think this show has enough major developed characters to have a shock death like that yet. So, I mean, I any
I'd say Chorus for me. I'd be shocked if they
I
killed
It'd
him.
think
be
this show
Asher and
can't lose
Chorus,
Chorus.
but yeah, like I say they can't, but like at the same time,
Yeah,
that is how Spartacus gets you. Spartacus does what The Walking Dead could only dream of doing, and that's the Spartacus
I
will kill that main character.
I think the difference though is like there were so many important or at least like prominent named characters in like season 1 Spartacus. Like all most I won't say all, most of the gladiators had recognizable names and personalities. So there's like 10 of them, and you
They
also
all look different from one
they
another.
all look different from one another. They all had different personalities. Then you had all of the major Romans. Then you had Spartacus. Spartacus season 1 could afford to lose a character like Vero for that shock. I don't think House of Ashur has enough established characters like that. Because I'm trying to think, who are the actual like important characters that have actually done anything of note in this show? It's like Ashur, Chorus, Gabinius, Kasudia, Opiter, and everyone else. Like they're there. They might have some important lines, but they're not like a main player in anything that's happening in this world right now.
Yeah,
Fair.
no.
So I
Okay.
will definitely be shocked if they kill Chorus.
Yeah.
Uh, but I don't want
At
that
least
right
if they
now.
just randomly kill him in the next episode, like if he dies at the end of the season because of like shenanigans and tomfoolery, that's a little different.
Yeah,
But
fair.
if he just suddenly dies like tomorrow, next episode, like yeah, so just suddenly remembering, it's like, do you guys remember Kid Gladiator's love interest they randomly
Yeah,
introduced? In
Oh
I was
yeah,
thinking about that too because he has moments where he's like eyeing Achillia, and sometimes he looks interested, other times he's just mad that they're breathing the same air. But yeah, he had like one scene, maybe in episode 2, the wine and
one sex scene
yeah,
with the love of his
the
life.
wine and whores episode where he's like, "No, you're just mine. I am yours. Like, you are my woman when you're in this house." And we've never seen her again.
Yeah, where did she go? Who was she?
Remember what I said. I was like, how in the hell are they going to develop that relationship? Because the only time that girl can even be in the show is when they bring over the horrors for all of the gladiators.
Maybe
Like
next
he can't just
episode, like
leave.
the Asher Gladiators are going to do so good there's going to be another wine and whores night.
Maybe I will also point out that what I think is interesting about this episode is there was very little actual sex in this episode, which I actually think, and I mean this feels strange to say, but helped the show when we're not having just crazy orgies all over
I
the
mean,
place.
Kasudia
And
was being helped out.
Well,
well, she
yeah.
was being helped out, but I mean, we didn't see a lot of nudity. You saw a couple like asses of the dudes, but there wasn't like women naked running around all over the place or anything like that. And all of these episodes so far have been like almost an hour long. And I think it's a testament to how well the writing was in this, where we didn't have sort of those like base sort of distractions, like, oh, there's, as Ronan would say, there's a pair of tits on screen. Um, and just you're just engrossed in the dialogue and like except for the linen stuff. Ronan did not like the linen stuff. We got that, but everything else, you're just like this dialogue is so good, it's so fun. And so, is it sacrilegious to say it's? I actually liked this episode better than all the others, and it didn't have all the sex in it that the other ones did. I think it was better.
It didn't
A
need
for
it.
me.
This episode was able to tell
Yeah,
its story without a fuck ton of nudity. There was like
yeah,
there was man ass the beginning of it, and then there was the naked chick who was dabbing on Chorus's injury
yeah.
midway
You
through
get
it.
some side boob. That's not really nudity. It's side boob.
Hmm.
So next episode, episode 5, we will officially be halfway through the first of hopefully many seasons of House of Ashur.
Is it just 10
Se-
episodes?
yeah, 10 episodes, I
Oh,
believe.
all right.
And then there's been no, so far that I can see, there's been no announcement that there will be a season 2. And the interviews I saw with Stephen tonight was like, it depends on how successful it is. So everybody just keep watching it on repeat over and over. Let stars get those like, wow, these 3 people really like this show. We should spend another $50 million making season 2. Yeah, we'll check out what Caesar's going to do. Steve's already kind of, I guess, seen what Caesar might be doing next episode. I have not. Ronan, did you watch the trailer for the next episode?
No, I haven't watched the episode trailers. The trailer I was
Okay.
talking about was the trailer for the show.
Okay. So what is your prediction? What's your prediction for what Caesar's going to be up to when he shows up here?
I I have none. Like,
None. Okay.
yeah, no, I
No
genuinely
ideas.
have none. No.
He hates Asher. I think he's going to just continually fuck with Asher. And I think Caesar's wife in the show, I think, is actually Stephen Knight's real life wife, which is going to be weird and interesting. So he
Is this
cast his wife in the
wasn't
show.
Stephen isn't Stephen the Knight the one who's married to Lucy Lawless?
No, that's Rob Tappert.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. So, Steve, you can say nothing because you already have an idea of what Caesar's going to be up to. But leave a comment down below, folks. What do you think Caesar's going to be up to? Let us know who your favorite gladiator is. Help with that engagement.
Now,
Thank
what's
you
your
for
favorite
another.
pair of tits?
Yeah. Jesus, Ronan. Thank you for listening to another episode of Jupiter's Crock. We will be back next Friday right here. Hit that like and subscribe as we continue through House of Ashur Season 1. See you then, everybody.